Welcome to Travel for Cheap. When most people think about South America, countries like Brazil, Argentina, and Colombia usually come to mind. Very few people ever mention Suriname. And that's exactly why it might be one of the continent's best-kept secrets. Imagine living in one of the most culturally diverse countries on Earth, where Dutch colonial architecture meets tropical rainforests, where dozens of languages are spoken, and where nearly 90% of the country remains covered by pristine jungle. Imagine spending your weekends exploring untouched rivers and waterfalls, enjoying some of South America's most unique cuisine, and living at a pace that feels refreshingly slower than much of the Western world. Best of all, Suriname remains one of the least explored and most affordable destinations in South America. Today, we're taking an in-depth look at everything you need to know about living in Suriname. We'll discuss the geography, climate, cost of living, healthcare, transportation, taxes, job opportunities, languages spoken, and whether Suriname is a good place to move to if you only speak English. Let's begin. Suriname is located on the northeastern coast of South America and borders Guyana, Brazil, French Guiana, and the Atlantic Ocean. It's approximately the size of the U.S. state of Georgia, but has a population of only around 650,000 people. What makes Suriname truly unique is its incredible cultural diversity. The country is home to people of Indian, Indonesian, African, Chinese, European, Indigenous, and Middle Eastern ancestry, creating one of the world's most fascinating cultural melting pots. Nearly 90% of Suriname remains covered by tropical rainforest, making it one of the greenest nations on Earth. Nature lovers will find endless opportunities for adventure throughout its rivers, jungles, and wildlife reserves. The climate is tropical year-round. Average temperatures generally range between 75 and 90 degrees Fahrenheit throughout much of the year. Humidity levels remain relatively high, particularly during the rainy seasons. If you're someone who enjoys warm weather and lush tropical environments, Suriname may be exactly what you're looking for. Now let's discuss one of the biggest questions people ask about moving abroad. How much does it actually cost to live in Suriname? The answer is surprisingly affordable. Budget-conscious expats can comfortably live for approximately $800 to $1,500 per month, depending upon their lifestyle and location. Those seeking additional comforts can expect monthly expenses between $1,500 and $3,000. Luxury lifestyles remain available at significantly lower costs than many Western countries. Let's begin with housing. The capital city of Paramaribo offers the greatest selection of housing options for foreigners and expats. One-bedroom apartments generally range between $300 and $700 monthly, while larger and more modern accommodations may cost between $800 and $1,500. Outside the capital, housing costs become considerably more affordable, although modern amenities may be somewhat limited depending upon the region. Utilities generally range between $75 and $175 monthly, depending upon air conditioning usage. High-speed internet has improved considerably throughout recent years and typically costs between $30 and $60 monthly throughout major urban areas. Remote workers should have little difficulty working from Paramaribo, although internet reliability can vary more significantly throughout rural communities. Now let's talk about groceries. Suriname's diverse cultural heritage is reflected beautifully through its cuisine. You'll find influences from Indian, Indonesian, Dutch, Chinese, Creole, and indigenous culinary traditions throughout the country. Fresh fruits, vegetables, rice, poultry, and locally sourced products remain relatively affordable. Imported Western products naturally command higher prices. A single person should budget approximately $200 and $250 monthly for groceries, while couples will generally spend between $400 and $600 depending upon their dietary preferences. Dining out remains reasonably affordable. Meals at local restaurants often range between $5 and $10. Transportation throughout Suriname is relatively straightforward, but less developed than what you'll find throughout much of Europe or Asia. Public buses remain inexpensive, although many residents rely upon taxis or personal vehicles for daily transportation. Monthly transportation expenses generally range between $50 and $150, depending upon your lifestyle. Gasoline prices fluctuate throughout the year but remain reasonably affordable by international standards. If you intend to explore Suriname's incredible interior regions regularly, owning or renting a vehicle will provide substantially greater convenience. Now let's discuss healthcare. Suriname offers both public and private healthcare facilities, with the country's best medical services concentrated primarily within Paramaribo. Private healthcare remains relatively affordable compared to North America and much of Western Europe. However, individuals with significant medical concerns may wish to maintain international health insurance policies that include medical evacuation coverage when traveling throughout more remote regions. Routine doctor's appointments remain affordable, while comprehensive international insurance plans vary considerably depending upon age and coverage requirements. Healthcare quality throughout urban areas continues improving, though more specialized medical procedures may occasionally require treatment abroad. Now let's discuss taxes. Suriname operates a progressive income tax system, with tax obligations varying depending upon residency status, employment arrangements, and income sources. Foreign residents considering long-term relocation should consult qualified tax professionals regarding both Surinamese tax obligations and those imposed by their home countries. For entrepreneurs and remote workers, proper tax planning remains an essential part of any international relocation strategy. Now let's discuss job opportunities. Paramaribo serves as the country's economic and cultural center and offers the greatest employment opportunities. Industries experiencing continued growth include mining, oil and gas, agriculture, tourism, construction, education, finance, and information technology. Entrepreneurship also presents exciting possibilities throughout tourism-related industries and professional services. Remote workers earning foreign incomes may find Suriname particularly attractive because of its relatively affordable cost of living and relaxed pace of life. English teachers, hospitality professionals, and individuals working remotely for international companies may discover unique opportunities throughout the country. Although Suriname isn't currently considered one of the world's largest digital nomad destinations, that's precisely what many people find appealing about it. It's peaceful, authentic, and largely undiscovered. What languages are spoken in Suriname? Suriname may be one of the world's most linguistically fascinating countries. Dutch serves as the country's official language and is utilized throughout government institutions, education, and business. However, that's only the beginning. Tongo functions as a widely spoken lingua franca and is understood throughout much of the country. You'll hear it regularly throughout daily conversations, regardless of ethnic background. English is commonly understood throughout tourism industries and among younger generations. While English isn't as universally spoken as it might be in some countries we've covered throughout this series, many foreigners find daily communication relatively manageable within urban environments. Hindi dialects continue being spoken among portions of Suriname's Indo-Surinamese population. Indonesian dialects remain present among Javanese communities, while various indigenous languages continue thriving throughout more remote regions. Portuguese and Spanish are also becoming increasingly common because of regional migration and economic relationships. For language enthusiasts, Suriname offers one of the world's most fascinating cultural experiences. Finally, let's examine Suriname region by region. Paramaribo receives a 9 out of 10 for English speakers. It's modern by local standards, culturally diverse, affordable, and offers the country's greatest employment opportunities and infrastructure. If you're considering relocating to Suriname, this is where most expats begin their journey. Wanaka receives an 8 out of 10. Located immediately outside Paramaribo, it offers many of the same conveniences, while providing quieter residential communities and excellent value for money. The coastal districts generally receive 7 out of 10. They're peaceful, affordable, and culturally fascinating, although employment opportunities become more limited outside the capital region. The interior rainforest regions receive 6 out of 10 for English speakers. They're breathtakingly beautiful and provide some of South America's most incredible natural experiences. However, infrastructure becomes increasingly limited, and adapting to local conditions requires considerably more flexibility. So is Suriname a good place to move to if you only speak English? The answer is yes, with some considerations. English speakers will generally find life considerably easier throughout Paramaribo and tourist-friendly environments. Learning some basic Dutch or Tongo will dramatically improve your experience and demonstrate respect for local culture. Suriname isn't attempting to become the next major tourist destination or digital nomad hotspot, and that's precisely what makes it special. It's authentic, it's peaceful, And it's unlike almost anywhere else on Earth. Infrastructure isn't as developed as neighboring Western nations. Employment opportunities are more limited than larger economies. And adapting to a slower pace of life may require some patience. But for adventurous travelers, remote workers, entrepreneurs, and expats seeking affordability, cultural diversity, and extraordinary natural beauty, Suriname offers something increasingly difficult to find in today's world: a sense of discovery. From the colorful streets of Paramaribo to the endless rainforests stretching across the country's interior, Suriname reminds us that some of the world's most rewarding destinations are often the ones we've never considered before. Affordable, beautiful, diverse, and endlessly fascinating. Perhaps Suriname isn't simply somewhere you should visit. Perhaps it's somewhere you should call home. Thanks for watching Travel for Cheap. If you enjoyed this guide, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let us know which country you'd like us to explore next. Until then, travel farther, spend less, and live better with Travel for Cheap.